Ford and Toyota dealerships serving the Cayman Islands. Coca-Cola, available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga distributors. Accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury. West Bay Pharmacy, taking care of your health. And JN Money.
From abroad to yard.
Fast, affordable, convenient. Doctor's Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctor's Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066.
46 years.
3 beloved isles.
1 beloved station, Radio Cayman.
The voice.
The heart.
The soul of the Cayman Islands.
This is For the Record with Ort Connor.
Coming to you live from Radio Cayman Studio.
For the record.
For the record. For the record. Hear from your government officials, independents, and the opposition on issues that matter to you. For the record. Engage in an open dialogue between residents and lawmakers.
For the record.
For the record. For the record. Informative, impartial, insightful.
This is your talk show.
1-800-534-8255. Your calls, your input. This is For the Record. And now, your host, Ort Connor.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. O land of soft, fresh breezes and verdant trees so fair. Today is Wednesday, the 29th day of June 2022, right here in the beautiful Cayman Islands. We hope and we trust that everyone had a restful, peaceful, enjoyable evening. Those of you who are on the roads of the Cayman Islands, whether you're a pedestrian, a cyclist, or operating any type of motorized vehicle, we urge you to please, please, please be extremely cautious. Ensure that you observe the rules of the road. Remember, the life you save may just be your own. And with today being the 29th, we know that maybe some schools are out already. I'm not sure if, some of the parochial schools are out earlier than the government schools, but this will be the last week of school. And already this morning I have seen certainly a marked difference in the amount of traffic on the road, around about after 6:30, the usual time, not as much traffic. And of course, we hope and we trust that will continue throughout the summer break for school. And then, of course, it'll pick back up again after that. But we have already seen, like I said, the change in the traffic pattern as well. So, for those of you who are celebrating a birthday today, we want to wish you a happy birthday, and we also want to remind you that our birthday shout-out from 7:30 to 7:45, they're proudly brought to you by life insurance agents Michael Webster and Randy Lawson from Cayman Insurance Center, and they remind you that you are not to take chances with your family's future. So, if you're celebrating a birthday today, we want to wish you a happy birthday. Or, if you celebrated one over the past few days, a belated happy birthday to you as well. Those of you who have lost loved ones, we want to extend our sincere condolences to you. We hope and we trust that your faith will help to carry you through these challenging times, and that the memories of your loved ones will be a blessing to you as well. Those of you who are ill, either at home or at a medical facility, either here in Cayman or overseas, we wish you a speedy recovery as well. So, folks, I want to thank you for allowing Radio Cayman, and by extension For the Record, into your homes, into your vehicles as you traverse the busy roads of the Cayman Islands, into your places of work, wherever that may be. As you know, For the Record is a show produced by the staff and management of Radio Cayman, and it is geared towards keeping you abreast of issues as they arise and play out on the local, regional, and international scene. I'm your host, Ort Connor, and you're welcome to join me every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 7:30 a.m. until 10 a.m. During that period, our phone lines are open. Beautiful radio voice of Miss Susan Watson again waiting to take your calls this morning. You can call us on our toll-free number provided courtesy of Flo. That toll-free number, 1-800-534-8255. You can also call us on 949-8037 and 949-6990. Email us at for the record, one word, for the record at candw.ky. WhatsApp us 925-3261, where you can send us a text message or leave us a voice note, the contents of which will be played during the course of the show. And of course, you can follow us on YouTube simply by subscribing to Radio Cayman live stream. We will have Dr. Steve Macfield in the studio with me this morning as well. He's running a little bit late, but he will definitely be here in the studio with me this morning. I want to remind you again that the birthday shout-out from 7:30 until 7:45 proudly brought to you by life insurance agents Michael Webster and Randall Lawson from Cayman Insurance Center. They remind you, don't take chances with your family's future. So if you know anyone who's celebrating a birthday today or any other significant milestone, anniversary or whatever, please let us know as well. We do have one caller, so let's go to the phone lines. Caller. Good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, O.C.
Hey, good morning. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. I was hoping that the doc would have put the pedal to the metal and get down there early so he could have a part of my my dialect. I was in his office last night before he left, so I was there when you called. O.C., I noticed governments in the past, I have went out of their, I won't say went out of their way, but did a lot to source property and finance to enhance the roads of the Cayman Islands. They have sourced a lot of properties, even knocked people's house down to accommodate unnecessary cars, I would say, on this island. I think that the same effort that the governments have put into doing that, building roads, they should have also put that same effort, sourcing land and finance, to assist the Cayman, even the long-term Cayman farmers that did a lot to feed us here back in the day. If they had enhanced and supported the farmers, same how you bring in large pieces of equipment to build roads, we could have brought in the necessary equipment to help them prepare their lands for cultivation.
Well, wasn't that done by the Agricultural Society years ago? And I made an inquiry a few weeks ago, and I was told that I believe if you're a registered farmer, that service may still be available. That is, if the machinery is still operational.
Yeah, well, I haven't seen any of that kind of activity happening around here. But what I'm saying is that if we, and I don't see no large scale of farming like I see in other places. I can remember Fedland Farm was producing most of the bananas that we needed here on island, but because of family disagreement with leasing the land for a longer period, that shut down. But what I'm saying, if we had put a lot of money and effort, as we do into building roads, into farming and assisting the farmers, because, I know me growing up in Eastern, I know there were certain farmers that specialized in certain things. You wanted yam, you went to a certain individual that even hand that down to as far down as Casdale Rankin. You know, he was the last yam producer I know in East End. If you wanted watermelon or sweet potatoes, Blake's by Uncle Tolle. Mr. Tolle, he was the watermelon and sweet potato. We had Mr. Elmer for Elmer's cassava. We had various people that specialize in things, and I think all that should have been enhanced to help us here feed ourselves, that now we wouldn't find it difficult and concerning the global food shortage that seems to be on the horizon. Now government is looking elsewhere except the U.S. to because
source
the U.S.
food,
don't seem to want to to export now a lot of things.
And plus a lot of those things that we get from the U.S. that we in the Caribbean consume, like plantains and bananas and pineapples and yams and things of that nature, they really come from countries in the Caribbean or Latin Central and Latin America, and they go through the U.S. So
Yeah. So what we do, as you can attest to this, that many years ago our people traded with Central America for most of those things. Now we wait for it to get to Miami, from Miami then to send it to us. And a lot of people, when you tell them that, they think now that bananas and bottlers and plantain and stuff grow right there in Miami. Honestly, no, I have never seen a plantain tree in Miami yet. You know, all that stuff is imported, and they consume or select the best of the produce and then send us the balance. You know, so we're not even getting the best.
Yeah, but caller, I don't think that we really should, even though it's on a smaller scale, we should not underestimate the amount of produce that is now being grown locally and the number of persons who are involved in farming. I was talking to someone the other day, and I won't call the local businessman's name, but my understanding is that he has acquired some 70-odd acres in the High Rock area where he will be doing farming, including cattle as well. There are persons and companies who produce eggs in the Cayman Islands. I'm hear about Beacon Farms in North Side that is doing a lot of producing as well. I'm not sure that we are publicizing it and advertising it enough in terms of what is being done in the Cayman Islands. Now, I'm not saying that it is sufficient and that more can't be done. And it appears as if the government is now heading in that direction where more and more support is being offered to farmers. And, you know, we have our challenges here when it comes to the terrain, but they're not challenges that cannot be overcome.
You know, see, if we get the right equipment, we can rip the land to a point where it'd be more manageable for them to plant.
Yeah, I was told that
we should go more. And yeah, I know there's farmers. I'm from East End. I'm always in there peeping and looking and seeing.
You sure that's all you're doing, looking? You sure that's all?
Well, you know how that goes.
When I go, I take my ground basket with me when I go to visit.
And boy, you got a big old one.
Several.
I remember the last time we took you up there. That was a big old basket.
Several of those I have.
You know, so and you know how familiar we've been on up there before, me and you and other friends. But what I'm saying is that the government should really go help the people on a serious note. I mean, just like how we put efforts into everything, I think we should go at planting, getting people to plant, because right now, if I want a yam, I would go to Cas. They're no longer producing yams. You know, who made watermelon, sweet potatoes, we would go straight to Uncle Tole, you know, that kind of thing. So I really don't know. I know there's quite a few little farms around the place that are producing, but I don't know if it's on a scale that if we was to have a real food shortage, if Thompson shipping don't come, or if Cayman Airways don't bring in food, if we would be able to sustain ourselves in any way.
Yeah, not for a long period of time.
In a long period of time,
yes,
you see?
Yeah.
That is basically what I'm saying, because at one particular time, OC, Cayman was a fairly small producer, even to the point where we could export certain things from Cayman. We was a small little exporter at one particular time, you know. And as you know, now, when the producer named the tune, the consumer just got to dance, you know.
True.
So I think we should kind of look in that direction.
Okay.
to see if we can sustain that,
Certainly,
keep
yeah.
yourself
Yep.
at a higher level.
Okay, well, we'll continue to talk a little bit more about that. I have some stories that, I remember my parents, especially my mother, she had many friends in Cayman Brac, the Scotts, Miss Erica, the Nicholsons, lady by the name of Miss Annie. Their families used to send us bread kind from Cayman Brac. It used to come, on the Murco and the Kirk Trader and stuff like that. And we would send things up from Grand Cayman to them in the Brac and had a very good relationship. But I'm going to ask you to leave us there because we're a couple of minutes beyond our commercial break. Folks, please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, He hath founded it upon the seas.
History shows by the year 1660, the English had established themselves in Jamaica and had begun treating the Cayman Islands as natural appendages of the larger territory. However, apart from small settlements on Grand Cayman and Little Cayman, most of the three islands were left untouched. This, of course, was ideal for pirates, since Cayman also lay astride the route of treasure galleons returning to Spain, laden with gold and silver from the New World. This promise of capturing Spanish treasure ships on their way home from the Caribbean soon attracted the attention of a motley crowd of buccaneers, pirates, and freebooters. Along with the promise of treasure, the abundance of fresh water, turtle meat, and wood made Cayman an ideal landing spot. The golden age of piracy spanned from the 1650s to the 1730s, as some of the biggest names in buccaneering circle made landing, including Lothar, Lowe, Morgan, and Cayman's most notorious pirate was Edward Teach, otherwise known as Blackbeard, who frequented the area from 1713 to his death on the 22nd of November, 1718.
Threads, fibers, the finger-printed view, history captured, vibrations of color from canvas, the vivid, the lively, the subtle message in image, the potter's dream, the picture that speaks, that sings, that shouts, that laughs, that cries, layers of truth in revelation. The National Gallery, celebrating 25 years since 1996, now finally rooted in 10-year-old digs, a permanent home since 2012. The National Gallery of the Cayman Islands, our leading voice, the face of the visual arts, education, exhibition, the pearl of cultural exhortation, home of our treasure, the permanent collection. Bendel hides the pillar, the icon, master painter, trailblazer, our Caymanian Picasso. Rotary Central invites you to view all that we are at the National Gallery. Rotary serves to change lives.
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
Since March 2004, West Bay Pharmacy has kept their doors open to the local communities, even before, during, and after Hurricane Ivan. At West Bay Pharmacy, our staff provides so much more than pharmaceutical excellence. From the moment you walk through our doors to completing your cash out, our staff will have put your healthcare concerns at ease. We would like to take this moment to thank our loyal friends and customers. To us at West Bay Pharmacy, our patients are our primary concern. We provide thorough background checks and precise calculations to ensure your medical safety. Thank you for being a part of our family and for choosing West Bay Pharmacy, where we care about your health.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay. Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice-cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, Cayman.
We think it's time you crossed over to a new vehicle. And with the Toyota Corolla Cross now at Vant Motors, you have plenty of reasons to make the switch. The crossover body and hybrid engine is a sleek design in a sturdy structure with a spacious interior that opens to extensive cargo space. Stuck in traffic? The high-performance self-charging hybrid system automatically switches between gas and electric vehicle mode, helping you lower both fuel costs and carbon emissions. The Corolla Cross has full LED lighting inside and out, an integrated display audio system with energy monitor, and a dual-zone climate control system to ensure comfort for all. Test drive the new Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid today at Vant Motors, Walkers Road.
Make your house into a home. Welcome to Brand Source Home Gallery, your source for premium products and a premium experience. We'll design and install your dream kitchen with crafted cabinets, complemented with elegant appliances. We'll fill it with quality houseware and cookware. Custom-designed closet and storage solutions organize and beautify any area. And with the finest bedding, you'll get a perfect night's sleep knowing Brand Source Home Gallery has everything you need to make your house a home.
JN Money, money touchdown. Send the money now, reach wow. You say you need some money, JN Money, I can send it in a hurry. Get through quick when you come collect your cash or use a money card and swipe it in a flash. Send funds to any bank, yeah. Pay your bills quick, yeah. Low fees, you know what it, yeah. JN Money, we are pick, yeah. Send and receive funds at any JN Money location. It's fast, affordable, and convenient. Money touchdown with JN Money. Send funds to any bank, yeah. Pay your bills quick, yeah. Low fees, you know what it, yeah. JN Money, we are pick, yeah.
Call 345-945-2014 for details. Available at JN Money locations across the Cayman Islands.
Hi, I'm life insurance agent Michael Webster.
And I am Randy Lawson from Cayman Insurance Center.
Proud sponsors of the birthday shoutouts on For the Record.
Whether you're another year older or just a year wiser,
making sure your family is protected is a pretty wise choice. I'm Michael Webster at 925-5433.
And I am Randy Lawson at 322-2145. Give us a call today to find out how you can better secure your family's future.
Cayman Insurance Center, protecting you and your family so you can take back your future.
System 1 loaded. 1-800-534-8255. What is on your mind when it comes to the government, independence, and the opposition? Issues that matter to you. 1-800-534-8255. Waiting to hear from you. For the Record.
This is For the Record with Ort Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. We have about 6 minutes before we go back to our 8 o'clock news. And in keeping with our birthday shout out, even though it's beyond the 7:45 period, we want to wish early birthday greetings to Mr. Martino Watson, who will be celebrating his birthday tomorrow. So, Mr. Martino Watson, when tomorrow comes along, you have a happy birthday. Enjoy whatever you do. Make sure you do it in moderation, as well. Okay, I'm going to switch gears a little bit here. When Doc comes into the studio, then we'll talk more about the agricultural end of things. But how many of you here in the Cayman Islands, Caymanians, know that in the 60s, in the mid-60s, and this was published in the Trade Winds newspaper on the 30th of June, 1966, right? Yes, 30th of June, 1966, that we had a selection process for students to enter the secondary grammar school. Now, we had secondary modern school, which was located what we call Georgetown Primary now, at the Annex. And then we had the secondary grammar school, which was built in the area that is now located. We used to call it the Boilers area, further up. Okay, so this article talks about the results of the selection examination that was held in May of 1966 to determine those students who were admitted or who would be admitted into the secondary grammar school, and that was announced by Mr. Vernon Jackson, who was the Director of Education at the time. Now, it's also important to note that not all schooling was free in the Cayman Islands at that point in time as well. I will repeat, not all schooling was free, right? So there were 20 students who placed in Group 1, and they, as a result of placing in Group 1, were admitted into secondary grammar school free of charge. There was another 15 students qualified for Group 2, and they were admitted for half of the school fee. And then you had Group 3, which consisted of 5 students, and they qualified for admission at a full pay basis. So they had to pay in full. So not only did you have to take an examination to be able to go to the secondary grammar school, but where you placed in that examination category determined whether or not you got to go for free, whether or not you paid a half price, or whether or not you had to pay the full price. So I'm not going to say what groups these persons fell in, but there are some notable names here, and I just like to rehash, our history, and this is, of course, public knowledge because it was published in the newspaper. So we had Mr. John Gray, Mr. Timothy Adams, Miss Anise Delrose Ebanks, Miss Mr. Rudy Batson Ebanks, Hewitson Olney Watler, Charlene Blair McCoy, Anna Karen Watler, Minnie Leola Eden, Billy Ray Martinez, Lillian Ebanks, Richard Levi Flowers, Marlon Faye Ebanks, Thomas Beatty Hurlston, Ernie Ebanks, Cherry Lee Ebanks, Lavonia Wells, Elizabeth Scott, Alan Jane Ebanks, Gail Ryan, Eleanor Hyacinth McLean, Lorna Webb, Deborah Carol Ebanks, Charney Whitaker, Norma C. Pearson, Judy Kate Borden, Maria Connolly, Norma Webb, Sheridale Borden, Carlu Powery, Whitmore Powery, Dorothy McLean, Damon C. Borden, Ollie Diane Ebanks, Daphne Gay Porter, Judy Bird, Sonia Connolly, Kathleen Ebanks, Herfa Watson, Faith Tatum, Claudette Yates. 40 persons who took the examination to be able to, which would determine their ability to attend the secondary grammar school in the Cayman Islands. Folks, top of the hour, 8 o'clock news. I want to remind you when we return, our phone lines will remain open. Our toll-free number 1-800-534-8255, provided courtesy of Flo. You can also call us on 949-8037, 949-6990. Email us at fortherecord, one word, fortherecord at candw.ky. WhatsApp us, 925-3261. Or if you just simply want to watch or listen, then subscribe to Radio Cayman live stream, folks. We're going to the news now. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back immediately after the 8 o'clock news.
Thank you, Mr. Connor. And studio time by Foster's is 8 o'clock.
Make way for Dairy Month.
This year, Foster's is taking a legendary spin on dairy.
Each week, Foster's Camana Bay will be offering special weekly samplings of yogurt, cheese, and dairy alternative products.
We're also offering 5 lucky customers a chance to win a $200 Foster's card when you purchase any 5 dairy products at any Foster's location from now until 30th June 2022.
For more information, head to fosters.ky.
Get moving with us and celebrate dairy all month long. Foster's, better because we care.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
From Radio Cayman's newsroom, I'm Shanda Gallego with your latest news. Police have an update on the latest stabbing incident. Radio Cayman's Felicia Rankin-Solins reports.
A 31-year-old Boddentown man has been arrested in relation to the stabbing which occurred outside a bar in 7 Mile Shops on West Bay Road on the morning of Friday, June 24th. One victim has been released from hospital and is recovering from significant abdominal injuries, whilst the second victim remains in hospital being treated for life-changing but no longer life-threatening injuries. The suspect has been bailed on strict conditions pending ongoing investigations. On the night of the incident, officers responded to the stabbing shortly after 12:40 a.m. on June 24th. It was reported that there had been an altercation at the location, during which one man brandished a knife and stabbed 2 other men. One of them received a stab wound to his eye, while the other received a stab wound to his abdomen. The man with the knife left the location prior to the arrival of police. Knowing there were people present at the time of the attack, police are making an appeal for witnesses to come forward with information, with the Superintendent Pete Lansden saying the only way to end this type of violence is for the public to stand up against it. For Radio Cayman News, I'm Felicia Rankin-Solins.
Anyone who witnessed the incident or has any information, you're being asked to contact the Georgetown CID at 949-4222. Anonymous tips can be provided directly to the RCIPS confidential tip line at 949-7777 or at rcips.ky. Laws to attract insurance business and to help senior citizens are now in force. Radio Cayman's Dion Anglin reports.
The Insurance Amendment Act 2022 and the Public Recorder Amendment Act 2022 are now in force following their publication in the Cayman Islands Gazette. The Insurance Act Amendment is intended to strengthen the Cayman Islands' position in international reinsurance and domestic insurance. The Public Recorder Act Amendment is part of the government's initiative to ease senior citizens' financial burdens. The act reduces the cost of deed polls for people 65 years and older from $100 to $50. Deed polls is a legal document that formally requests a change to a person's name through the General Registry. The Cayman Islands Parliament passed both acts on June 8th during its first sitting of the third meeting of the 2021-2022 session. His Excellency the Governor assented to both acts on June 24th. Reporting for Radio Cayman News, I'm Dion Anglin.
In other local news, this week, the United Nations recognizes the work of micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises.
It's meant to highlight the important role that these organizations play in helping achieve the UN's 17 Sustainable Development Goals. They include things like ending poverty and hunger, providing quality education, and combating climate change.
Kevin Morales is Operations and Production Manager with the Cayman Islands Institute of Professional Accountants. He says MSMEs make up 90% of the business population globally and account for the majority of wealth and employment creation, social impact, and carbon footprint.
Because these businesses are smaller, they can often be more nimble and more easily break down silos between people and departments to better understand how their operations or their strategies impact the environment or society, and they can more quickly take action where needed.
Mr. Morales says regulators around the world are increasingly requiring disclosure of this information, and investors are demanding it too. So it is a good idea to have information readily available to external stakeholders and business partners. That is your latest local news. We now turn to the BBC with a check of international news. That's it from me, from Radio Cayman's newsroom. I'm Shanda Gallego.
BBC News with David Harper. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky has told NATO leaders that his country needs $5 billion a month to fight Russian forces. In a virtual address to a crucial summit of the alliance in Spain, he said modern artillery was desperately needed. President Zelensky warned that Vladimir Putin's invasion would not stop at Ukraine and described it as a war over the future world order. Earlier, President Biden announced that the US would expand its military presence across Europe because President Putin had shattered peace. The NATO chief Jens Stoltenberg said it was the biggest overhaul of the alliance since the end of the Cold War. The African Union has called on Sudan and Ethiopia to refrain from military action and to engage in dialogue following clashes between soldiers in a disputed area near their common border. Sudan says it has captured territory in Al-Fashaga. BBC News.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com. Did you know that ValueMed Pharmacy has a free online prescription service? Managing your health and medical requirements has never been easier with ValueMed. Simply visit value-medpharmacy.com. That's VALU-medpharmacy.com and click the Refill Prescriptions tab on our website. Fill in the information for new prescriptions or refills and choose your preferred pickup location. ValueMed on Walkers Road or Town. Then bring in your original prescription from your doctor when picking up. There's no need to stand in line and wait for your prescription. Save time and pick up prescriptions at your convenience by visiting value-medpharmacy.com. That's VALU-medpharmacy.com.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman for the latest in news and information.
Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, www.radiocayman.gov.ky.
Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
Excuse me, I noticed you from afar.
Really? Me?
Well, not you. The KFC sandwich you're eating?
Oh, Zinger.
Sorry, I'm not trying to be funny.
No, it's called the Zinger Sandwich. Crunchy, juicy, 100% chicken breast, crisp lettuce, sweet mayo on a seeded bun with a little zing. KFC's chicken is not factory breaded, frozen and refried like the Burger Boys. Customize your KFC Zinger and dip it in barbecue sauce.
Wow, now I'm starting to notice you too.
KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Superior Auto is pleased to announce the grand reopening of the new Superior Auto Apprenticeship Center on Seymour Drive. New opportunities, new beginnings, a new home for Caymanian youth seeking career training and certification in high-demand trades such as automotive repair, AC, refrigeration, and so much more. Put the value in your pocket. Fun fact, the average hourly rate for a tradesman can be 4.5 times the minimum wage. The Superior Auto Apprenticeship Center is a not-for-profit program. Accepting applications from June 20th to July 20th. Contact 949-9570 or 525-9571 to apply today. The Superior Auto Apprenticeship Center, successfully building the next generation of hardworking Caymanians since 2010.
Tune in every Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. for Radio Cayman's Midday Newscast. Radio Cayman, the People's Station, your trusted official source for the latest news. The 12 p.m. news is proudly brought to you by Health City Cayman Islands. World-class healthcare within your reach.
The 8:12 a.m. weather report brought to you by CG Britcay, where people come first.
Head east on Cove Road. Sharp left on Church Street. Sharper left. No, your other left. Did I say left? Nope, you missed it. Okay, I'm lost.
With money-saving bundling options for home and motor, we're like a GPS that doesn't steer you wrong. CG Britcay. Good like that.
Let's stop and ask for directions.
Good morning. Let's take a look at the latest weather report. Current temperature is 82 degrees. Relative humidity is 85%. The barometric pressure 30.04 inches and rising. The wind is out of the east-southeast at 4 knots. Overnight low temperature was 79 degrees. Synopsis indicate a tropical wave over central Caribbean is producing isolated showers in and around the Cayman Islands. Satellite images show scattered low-level clouds around the Cayman Islands drifting towards the northwest. The National Hurricane Center in Miami, Florida is issuing advisories on potential Tropical Cyclone 2, which at 7 this morning was located at 11.4 north, 66.4 west. It's about 200 miles east-southeast of Curacao. Potential Tropical Cyclone 2 has maximum sustained winds of 40 miles per hour and is moving towards the west at 30 miles per hour. This system poses no immediate threat to the Cayman Islands. The Cayman Islands National Weather Service will continue to monitor the progress of this system. If you need further details, you can visit www.nhc.noaa.gov. The forecast for today calling for partly cloudy to cloudy skies with a 40% chance of showers and possible thunder, and showers will be locally heavy at times. Temperatures will be in the mid-80s today with a heat index of 98 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds will be east at 10 to 15 knots, becoming east to northeast by this afternoon. Seas will be slight to moderate with wave heights of 2 to 4 feet. Tonight, cloudy skies with a 30% chance of showers and some thunder, and temperatures falling to the mid-70s tonight. Winds will be east to northeast at 10 to 15 knots. Seas will be slight to moderate with wave heights of 2 to 4 feet. Today's high tide will occur this morning at 9:13, low tide this afternoon at 3:46, and a high tide again tonight at 10:50. The sun will set this evening at 6 minutes past 7 and will rise tomorrow morning at 5:52. And the outlook is calling for similar weather conditions through Thursday morning, with an improvement expected as the tropical wave moves away from the Cayman area. That's the very latest on your weather report.
Good morning, everyone. Hello? Hello? Oh, sorry, I was on mute. Okay, I see we have just about everyone, and of course Tom drops off, as per usual. Let's just wait a minute here. He always comes right back, and we're almost ready, and... oh, whoever's dog that is, please go on mute. Why won't it let me share my screen? Okay, looks like we're ready to start.
We're like a video conference with no technical issues. CG Brit-K. Good like that.
The 8:12 a.m. weather report brought to you by CG Brit-K, where people come first.
During these unprecedented times, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Cayman Strong Series. The Cayman Strong Series is brought to you by Encourse Cayman. Visit encourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. Encourse Cayman, health, wellness, and happiness.
Achieving your goals is a very rewarding feeling, but at times can feel very frustrating, especially if and when we miss our target. As you approach your goals in life, set yourself up for success.
When setting goals, adjust as necessary. When goal setting, anticipate ups and downs. Often it will be easier to stick to some goals than others, so allow yourself to have some flexibility in your approach and assessment. Continue to dream and adjust the end game to maintain interest and motivation. Ask yourself, is this really my goal? If it is a goal imposed by others, then consider what may be in it for you. Why would you do this? There is always the option not to do it. Figure out why you're doing it and then go for it.
Change your thinking and change your life.
During these unprecedented times, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Cayman Strong Series. The Cayman Strong Series is brought to you by Encourse Cayman. Visit encourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. Encourse Cayman, health, wellness, and happiness.
These days, feelings of loneliness, anxiety, stress, and depression can be overwhelming. Just know you are not alone. On-Course Cayman offers private mental health services for children, teens, adults, and groups. Visit oncourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. On-Course Cayman. Health, wellness, and happiness.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
Good morning once again. Let's take a look at traffic. Traffic is steady coming from the east on Shamrock Road and coming off the Rex Creighton Boulevard, as well as on the Linford Pearson Highway. A little busy traffic heading to Georgetown on Crew Road. Eastbound traffic at Crew Road is moving along moderately. Moderate flow of traffic on Edward Street coming from the West Bay four-way stop. Traffic is light to moderate. Light traffic on Owen Roberts Drive. And on the West Bay Road in front of the Ritz, traffic is moderate in both directions. Steady traffic coming off of the Estelle Tibbetts Highway towards the Butterfield roundabout. And continuing on to the Industrial Park area, traffic is moderate. Moderate flow of traffic on North Sound Road. As we look to Shedden Road, traffic is flowing moderately as well. And traffic flowing at a good pace on Godfrey Nixon Way and Eastern Avenue. And that's the very latest on your traffic. Join us again. At about 10 minutes after 12 o'clock, we'll give you another traffic report. Remember, click it or tick it.
Subway is giving you flavor around the clock with the new Chicken Squad sandwich options. Try the classic chicken and bacon ranch, the sweet and savory barbecue chicken, or the chicken cordon bleu. 3 new appetizing and delicious sub options that you can also make into a wrap. The Chicken Squad is available at Subway for only a limited time. Subway, giving you something to cluck about.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
Refilling and transferring your prescriptions have never been this easy. Simply go to healthcarepharmacy.ky and follow the easy directions from your desktop, mobile device, or tablet. All you need to do is pop into Healthcare Pharmacy in Grand Harbor to collect your prescription. They're open 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Saturday and 10 till 6 on Sundays and public holidays. No waiting in line, no wasting your lunch hour, no stress. Just easy online prescription refills and transfers from the pharmacy that has been caring about your health for 25 years. Call 947-8900 to speak to a pharmacist or go to healthcarepharmacy.ky and make life easy.
Cayman, get ready for Blossom Premium All-Inclusive. Come enjoy ambience, sweet soca music, and a star-powered cast featuring Red Plastic Bag, Red Plastic Bag, Red Plastic Bag.
Hey, this is Red Plastic Bag and I will be in Cayman Islands June 30th for the Blossom Premium All-Inclusive event at the National Gallery. See you there.
Thursday, 30th June at the National Gallery. Party time 7 p.m. to midnight. Dress code light cocktail attire. Blossom Premium All-Inclusive, a production of Calabra and SW Limited.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system. For information that matters. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. It is my pleasure to have in the studio with me now none other than Dr. Steve McPhail. And before I hand the mic back over to him, received some very valuable information. The conversation that we had with our first caller this morning in relation to agriculture and the clearing of land and all of those other issues. I am reliably advised that the bulldozer that the government has, and this is a program that is run by the Department of Agriculture in the Cayman Islands. That piece of machinery is still in operation. As a matter of fact, it was either just moved out of East End or into East End just a day or two ago. The government will clear up to 10 acres of land for you for the purpose of farming. You write to them, you advise them that you have property that you want to farm. They have a supervisor who will come, survey the property. When I say survey, visually look at the property, make a determination, and then the machinery at some point in time will clear your property for you as well. One particular farmer, very, very well-known farmer in the Cayman Islands, he talked to me about the fact that he produces over 800 dozen eggs per week.
Yeah.
In the Cayman Islands, that is really good. So, again,
well, how far does 800 dozen eggs per week?
Yeah.
How far does that go?
I believe, well, that's him, and I know that there are several other farmers who are doing eggs as well. And when you go into the grocery stores, you have your choice of you can have your local grown eggs.
But
as well as those from overseas.
But we should be self-sufficient in egg production, because that doesn't take a lot of water, land to do. But what has happened? You see, I listened to the conversation with Lord Graham about that. What has happened is that there is an uncomfortable truth about what we have been. Or what has happened to us over the last 2 generations. We have abandoned our way of life, our culture and stuff, and adopted other people's culture. And as you have said off the radio, we have adopted other people's way of life, the food they eat, and we have abandoned ours and depended on those people. There is no reason why I have seen it in the newspaper where someone was applying to have a chicken farm. But if you are going to produce eggs locally, there's no reason why we cannot produce all the eggs that Cayman needs on a daily basis.
And we may be doing that.
But then we have to have that protected somehow. We cannot have the capacity to produce all the eggs that Cayman needs and then keep importing them too. Mm-hmm. That doesn't make economic sense to the Caymanian who's producing the eggs. It's the same thing with the water. Remember, Caymanians start producing water, and then they start importing water from other places, and that water may be cheaper than what the Caymanians can produce it for. And so we have to.
Well, I think with the water was the other way around. We started to bring it in first, and then entrepreneurs here in the Cayman Islands saw the opportunity to produce it locally. Hence, the local production.
So that brings me to farming is not like it used to be in the old days. Farming now is on a wide scale, and governments now are involved in farming. Governments subsidize the farming to make sure that they have all the food needs they want. And I think that we saw this when happened with Ivan. You were there. What with Ivan? When people had money in their pockets, loads of money, but could not buy. There was nothing to buy to eat.
Yeah.
And we do not want to be in that position ever again in our country. It doesn't matter if it's war in some other country that caused it or what. And another thing, we tend to accept what grows in other countries as being better than what grows in ours. For instance, there's a little skit I'm going to tell you, and you share with your listeners. Remember old Mr. Logan Borden, who had a shop, one of the only shops in Borden town. And his sister went there one day to get something, to buy some food. And she said, well, Logan, what you have? And he said, I got some beans here from up in the ground. He said, they're good beans. They were just picked this morning. She said, I don't want them old beans from up in the ground. She said, you have anything from the States? So he said, no, ma'am. He said, but maybe later on, maybe tomorrow or sometime, they might send up something from Georgetown for me. So Mr. Logan switched the beans and put them in a bag the night before and say, came from Tampa. And she came back the next day. What you have? He said, well, I got some beans from, they sent up to me yesterday from Georgetown. They say they came from Tampa. She bought some of them. She went home and she been back and bought more and told all her neighbors how good these beans from Tampa, these beans from Tampa were. That is something. And so we have to have alternatives.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that the minister Ebanks.
Yeah, J. Ebanks.
Mr. Ebanks has taken the bull by the horn, and he understands that there are two things that in life that you must have: water, shelter, and food.
Mm-hmm.
Water, shelter, and food. And he's taking the bull by the horn and are sourcing food so that we are not put in this position again, like we were in I-1, if something happens to us.
Mm-hmm. Now, there's a huge appetite now in the Cayman Islands for farming. A lot of people, it's either backyard farming or persons who are purchasing property to either do farming or in terms of agriculture,
yes,
or getting into cattle farming as well. And it is good to see that the government is encouraging that, and it needs to be really advertised more and more support given to those persons who have the ability to do that as well. We do have two callers. Let's grab the callers. First caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm blessed. Just got through eating some good knees berries off of my tree.
Okay.
Yes. This is Deal Ebanks. Good morning, Cayman. Speaking of farming, I'm still wondering about how we farm our silver thatch trees. You know, those are valuable products to us, and I had been inquiring about what happened to all the silver thatch trees that was in our Hero Square.
Yeah, I keep inquiring about it too, but unable to get an answer so far.
Yeah, that one there, I don't think too many people are going to step up to the plate and tell us what happened, because I don't think they were taken care of for replanting in some other place. I think they were just discarded as old Caymanians.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and probably thrown away somewhere. And that burns me up, because that was a source of our top cuttings for a lot of us traditional artisans. And we got to stop this thing about tearing up our trees. That's our national tree, and we only have one left in our Hero Square. And there should have been at least 3 of them, possibly 4 for Little Owens Island to be represented in our Hero Square. One don't do the job. Mahoganies, I know, was pretty important to us too, but our silver thatch tree is our national tree, and we still need them because we still use thatch rope, baskets, fans, hats. They're still valuable products, and they're getting more and more valuable as people destroy all of our trees. The material gets hard to come by. And we need to sort of protect that industry, because it's part of our culture and our heritage, and those things sell, and those are things that can sustain us for a little spending money if we know how to use the silver thatch products like our ropes and so on like that. Just keep plugging away and see if you can find out any information. But I think the person that would be responsible for it is that person that's the brainstorming or revitalization. He needs to step up to the plate and tell us what's going on about those silver thatch trees.
Okay, we'll keep pushing that issue as well. Mm-hmm. Thank you very much. Ms. Susan, let's take the commercial break, and then we take the caller when we return. Folks, please stay tuned. For the Record, we'll be back shortly.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay. Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice-cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, Taste the feeling, Cayman.
At Doctors Hospital, we know life happens, and usually when you least expect it. So when unexpected medical issues arise, you need quality care close to home. Located in the heart of Georgetown, our accomplished team of physicians and medical staff treat minor urgent conditions such as migraines, chest and abdominal pain, shortness of breath, burns, broken bones, open wounds, and more. 24 hours, 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Peace of mind is important when life happens. At Doctors Hospital, we're always here just for you. Need to speak to someone? Call 949-6066.
Make your house into a home. Welcome to Brand Source Home Gallery, your source for premium products and a premium experience. We'll design and install your dream kitchen with crafted cabinets, complemented with elegant appliances. We'll fill it with quality houseware and cookware. Custom-designed closet and storage solutions organize and beautify any area. And with the finest bedding, you'll get a perfect night's sleep knowing Brand Source Home Gallery has everything you need to make your house a home.
JN Money, money touchdown. Send the money now. Reach wow. You say you need some money. JN Money, I can send it in a hurry. Get through quick when you come collect your cash or use your money card and swipe it in a flash. Send funds to any bank, yeah. Pay your bills quick, yeah. Low fees, you know what it, yeah. JN Money, we are pick, yeah. Send and receive funds at any JN Money location. It's fast, affordable, and convenient. Money touchdown with JN Money. Send funds to any bank, yeah. Pay your bills quick, yeah. Low fees, you know what it, yeah. JN Money, we are pick, yeah.
Call 345-945-2014 for details. Available at JN Money locations across the Cayman Islands.
Superior Auto is pleased to announce the grand reopening of the new Superior Auto Apprenticeship Center on Seymour Drive. New opportunities, new beginnings, a new home for Caymanian youth seeking career training and certification in high-demand trades such as automotive repair, AC, refrigeration, and so much more. Put the value in your pocket. Fun fact, the average hourly rate for a tradesman can be 4.5 times the minimum wage. The Superior Auto Apprenticeship Center is a not-for-profit program. Accepting applications from June 20th to July 20th. Contact 949-9570 or 525-9571 to apply today. The Superior Auto Apprenticeship Center, successfully building the next generation of hardworking Caymanians since 2010.
System 1 loaded.
1-800-534-8255. What is on your mind when it comes to the government, independence, and the opposition? Issues that matter to you. 1-800-534-8255. Waiting to hear from you. For the Record.
This is For the Record with Ort Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. In the studio with me, Dr. Steve MacPhail. We're going to go straight to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, OC, and good morning to the doctor there.
Morning again.
Yeah. Sound like I hit a nerve. Been getting a lot of calls all about from Lookout Garden. Telling me how much eggs and he produce and how much goat meat and how much cows Teacher Roy have and the likes, right? So my phone been blowing up. Couldn't get to call you back. But to elaborate a little bit on what Dr. MacPhail said, I too would like to give kudos to the Minister, J. Ebanks, who were overseas for the last 8 days in the Central America area trying to source other means of food. And like Mr. MacPhail said, 3 things is essential to life: is water, food, and shelter. And two of those come directly under his portfolio.
Mm-hmm.
So, but what I would like to add or say is that in certain areas of Cayman was known to produce certain things. For example, Georgetown was the breadfruit suppliers. They produced some of the best breadfruit. East End, we didn't have breadfruit.
Mm-hmm.
We had to get breadfruit from town. So we could concentrate in that area to do breadfruits. And civil oranges. Every tree I know in Georgetown had a civil orange. Every yard had a civil orange tree.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see a lot of that no longer. And most of the breadfruit trees now, especially in the Rock Hole area, is being pushed out so that they can put a parking lot. We're catering again to unnecessary cars. And then when we get up to Savannah, that was a mango, cattle, and also breadfruit.
Orange
area.
too. Mm-hmm.
Right. So now all that is being pushed out also, right? All that major pastures are being developed into homes. Okay, so there goes our organic beef, because they were all grass fed. Now we feed in the cows from a bag. And then as we go up Bordentown and go East End, that was where we got our yams and our sweet potatoes and our watermelons and the like. So certain areas could be named to produce certain things at a major level. You see, we need to identify these levels, and then we had a certain type of breadfruit that everybody would prefer. So those type trees, we would need to identify them and make sure that they're no longer, or they don't go instinct, because I know, for example, Guinea corn. When last any of you see Guinea corn? I grew up with Guinea corn. The best porridge in the world was from Guinea corn. When last have somebody seen that? We didn't done anything to protect that or to take it on at a farming level. That's what I'm talking about this morning when I said that we should go at it the same way we go at everything else. Put a lot of effort, a lot of money, source the property, and try and feed ourselves. So basically, I think we should identify certain areas that certain plants do better in that area and do it like that.
But we don't. But that's old time farming. That's old time farming now. You don't have to. Plants could do well in any area. I saw the Israelis and all these people in the desert now growing vegetables in the desert, and so that's old time farming. What we need to get into the modern farming, and we need to have everything coordinated now, and we need to stop subsidizing billionaires and millionaires who do not care about our rights and our and the environment, our beach access and stuff. We need to stop doing that, and we need to stop coordinating and get farming going as a so we can be self-sufficient in food supply, because if something happens, if there's a war and it prolongs any longer, if God forbid, if there's something happens, you think that the Americans are going to be worried about these little few millions, few thousand people in Cayman? They're not going to send anything stuff for us. We might not be able to go there. Our airplanes might not be able to fly there. Our ship might not be able to go there, and we'll be stuck again like we were in Hurricane Ivan. And I'm so happy that the minister has said, I'm not going to let that happen to us again. And he's taking the bull by the horn, and it shows how some of these young people are thinking outside the box and are doing things that are fundamental to the Caymanian people. Because I do not understand how one time that we could be self-sufficient economically, we could be economically independent with our own food, and when we had less, and now that we have more.
But we also had a smaller population.
Yes, but now that we have more, the government now is taking care of, say that they are going to take care of all these families. I just don't understand that logic.
Yeah.
That logic, to me, that is contradictory. And as Mandela said one time, anyone who changes their principles depending on who they're dealing with will not make good leaders. And that is what's happening. That's what happened. We changed our principles too much to cater to other people, gave up our way of life to cater to other people, eating other people's food, and then we believe that the people are going to subsidize that food for us and give us that food all the time. And then when they pull it away from us, we're hungry, and I'm glad that people like Minister J and the rest of his colleagues are saying that's not going to happen anymore. And
there's a young man in Spots Newlands area. I'm not sure whether or not he's listening this morning, but if he is, I would really welcome him to call in. He has a farming project going there as well, not the traditional farming way. He has extended an invitation to both you and I to to visit there.
Yes.
And also you, Lord Graham, as well. I don't know if you know who I'm talking about, right, in Spots Newlands area?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We need to go and take a look at what he's doing there. But if he's listening this morning, I won't call his name, but if he's listening this morning, would love for him to call in and share his experience and what he is doing, as well. That would really, really be helpful.
And he's a kind of person that the government should be helping and should be expanding and helping to expand his business, what he's doing.
Same thing I'm saying, Dr. McPhail. That is the direction I'm going.
Yes.
Because we don't want him producing 6-7 for this weekend, next weekend. No. Let's help him that it can be consistent.
Yeah, sustainable. Yeah. Okay. Lord Graham, thank you very much for that.
Yes.
Sure.
I want to share this based on what I read earlier about the schools. This listener said, just listening to you calling out the students who went to Cayman High School in 1966, secondary grammar school. It says it was a fight for Georgetowners to get in to high school. Person says, I am proud to see that 4 of us from the Shaden Road area passed the common entrance examination in 1968. They were Christine Burke, Patricia Hewlett, Bridget Glasgow, and Olive Glasgow. The writer points out that when they went to the school, they were told that there was no space for them for about 6 months. The writer says that their mothers, and who was the spokesperson, the famous Maud Seymour. The 4 mothers marched to the old government house and had the persons in charge told that they wanted their children to go to school. It says after that hot meeting, the 4 of them went to school the next week. Of course, in those days, we walked to school, and we were very proud in our blue uniforms. There's something else here I'm trying to... Okay. It says we were placed in the 3rd form with the same group you named out a while ago, and we all graduated in 1971. Tough years for us black people in those days. So I want to thank that listener for sharing that with us as well. Doc?
Well, I'm surprised that continues up until now. It seems to me. The people from what they call up in Surrey Bush, up in Surrey Bush, they call it, didn't have access to education as other people. That happened to most of us, and it was very plain, and that is another uncomfortable truth that we have to deal with about the discrimination here and about the put down of certain people and certain families and certain children, and advancing other children over them, and when my cousin, who was one of the educators at the time, teacher Timothy McPhail, raised his head about it, he was also put down and taken out of the school system. Roy Borden was also taken out of the school system. A lot of us, and I noticed that some of the people, I don't want to call their names because they might not agree with me in what I want to say about their tenure as educators, but some of them have just walked away from the system, retired and walked away from the system, and has nothing to do with it. And we are still living in that era today, where we as a people now are not respected by other people, and it depends now on how much money you have in your pocket. Before it would depend on if you have $100,000, if you have $100, or then it's $1,000. Now it depends on if you have $100,000, or now it depends if you have 100 million. Those are the people now that carry the day and are making the decisions, and the families in these areas are still not able to survive and to change their life stories, to change their children's environment. They are still almost the same as they were when I was growing up, and I was a victim of that same system, but I never allowed it to put me down and to chase me away. I never did that. Every time that I fall down, I got back up again, and so forth. But some people don't have that sort of the mental energy anymore to do that. And we now are in a place now where it seems to me that we are going to lose not only our culture, we're going to lose our country.
Okay, time for us to take a commercial break. Folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
We think it's time you crossed over to a new vehicle. And with the Toyota Corolla Cross, now at Vant Motors, you have plenty of reasons to make the switch. The crossover body and hybrid engine is a sleek design in a sturdy structure with a spacious interior that opens to extensive cargo space. Stuck in traffic? The high-performance self-charging hybrid system automatically switches between gas and electric vehicle mode, helping you lower both fuel costs and carbon emissions. The Corolla Cross has full LED lighting inside and out, an integrated display audio system with energy monitor, and a dual-zone climate control system to ensure comfort for all. Test drive the new Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid today at Vant Motors, Walkers Road.
Since March 2004, West Bay Pharmacy has kept their doors open to the local communities, even before, during, and after Hurricane Ivan. At West Bay Pharmacy, our staff provides so much more than pharmaceutical excellence. From the moment you walk through our doors to completing your cash out, our staff will have put your healthcare concerns at ease. We would like to take this moment to thank our loyal friends and customers. To us at West Bay Pharmacy, our patients are our primary concern. We provide thorough background checks and precise calculations to ensure your medical safety. Thank you for being a part of our family and for choosing West Bay Pharmacy, where we care about your health.
JN money touchdown. Send the money now. Reach wow. You say you need some money. JN money, I can send it in a hurry. Get through quick when you come collect your cash, or use a money card and swipe it in a flash. Send funds to any bank, yeah. Pay your bills quick, yeah. Low fees, you know what it, yeah. JN money, we are pick, yeah. Send and receive funds at any JN Money location. It's fast, affordable, and convenient. Money touchdown with JN Money. Send funds to any bank, yeah. Pay your bills quick, yeah. Low fees, you know what it, yeah. JN Money, we are pick, yeah.
Call 345-945-2014 for details. Available at JN Money locations across the Cayman Islands.
Your Radio Cayman 6 p.m. news, Monday through Friday, is brought to you by Logic, your life connected. Do you know a child aged 12 to 15 with a great business idea? If so, the Cayman Islands Center for Business Development is now offering a 1-week youth entrepreneurship bootcamp, equipping students with the practical experience to start their own business. Come with your business ideas and share your other youth. Participants will receive technical training in product development, market research, innovation, and real-life leadership opportunities. The camp is free for participants and will include lunch and snacks. Limited space is available. View the application at www.cicbd.gov.ky and email completed applications to cicbd@gov.ky. For more information, call 244-8009. Application will not be accepted after Friday, July 1st.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system. For information that matters. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Just give me a chance to.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. In the studio with me, none other than Dr. Steve Macfield. Doc, over to you.
Just give me a chance to, Mr. For the Record, to say the kind of action that I see that has been implemented now, and the kind of thing. Just take for instance. The widening of the road that held up the traffic for so long, 21 years, that the place where they keep the horses there.
Oh, yes.
For 21 years, they would not allow the government to go onto their properties to widen the road. They had an injunction against the government. And ever government didn't sit around and did nothing about it. the young J. E. Banks decided he's not going to let anyone hold him hostage and hold the Cayman Island people hostage. He refused to pay them what they wanted, and he just went on the other side and fill in the swamp. That's the kind of action that I'd like to see, and so forth. He said, "I'm not doing that. That's an alternative, and I'm going to pursue the alternative." And that is the kind of action that I want to see in agriculture and in everything about Cayman. So that's the kind of action.
So the property owners on the other side were more amenable to allowing government to acquire their
They had an injunction against the property for all those years.
No, I'm talking about on the horse side, but by going to the other side, that was may have been someone else's property.
Yes, that was Bobby Thompson and them property.
Yeah.
But the problem was the cost to fill in the swamp.
Yeah.
And he said, I am not letting these people hold me hostage. I am going to do that. I am going to fill in the swamp. And it was so good because I left home this morning late, and I still got down to come to the studio here in time.
Yeah, yes.
Because now that's a two-lane traffic now that goes around that roundabout, and that's the kind of action I want to see in the country. I want to see action, and as Lord Graham had said here on your radio some time ago when he was talking about the beautification committee, that he's saying, I don't want to be in a meeting to have another meeting and agree to have another meeting, That is all old time, and that is only kicking the bucket down the road, and so forth.
Okay. Now, one of our listeners says, good morning, I agree that more emphasis should be on farming. They should also have free training in backyard farming in each constituency to encourage individuals to farm in their own yards. And there is a program that is done, conducted by the Agriculture Department. I believe it is on Saturdays. I'm not sure. I'll try to find a schedule. It is not done in each constituency or each district. It is done from a central, conducted from a central location as well, but I'll try to see if I can find more information on that, or if any of our listeners are privy to that information and know about the training classes that are conducted by the Agriculture Department. We welcome you to share that with us as well. We do have a caller. Let's grab that caller before we go to our headline news at 9 o'clock. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Yeah, good morning, Jed.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Oh, extremely thankful, man. Okay, Doc. Okay, OC. James Sterling Bank the third here, better known as Jimmy. Okay, I'm a West Bayer, trust me, a full-blooded West Bayer.
Thank you.
Born and raised. Just about every house in West Bay, just about everyone. I'm good from Bosun Bay up to the North Sound, trust me. Everyone had a chicken farm around, a chicken coop around their yard. 99%, regardless of how much money you had, or whoever you were, what color you was, you had a little chicken coop by your house. Everyone, trust me. I went through that in my mind a couple of nights ago. In the North Sound, every one of them Jacksons had fall coops. We had different provision around our yard. But since this outside, disgraceful, disgusting, monkey-like laws came to Cayman to do their will, they got the permission from government to do their will, and this is what the Caymanians are talking about. This is a bundle of crap. We're not supposed to be talking crap when we know how we used to live, and we disgracefully neglect to say or do anything about it and make them take over our country. That got to stop. S-T-O-P. I used to work in John Bartman Chicken Farm, West Bay. Don't worry now. I used to work, trust me. I had fun, what I used to do. I used to work with Norberg when he had his in the back there by Brother Watley.
Right.
Trust me now. All of these kind of things, man, were local. Look at the Georgetown yard that was there at that time. They had their own little, everybody had their little plants around their yard for their sustenance of themselves and give you something out of it.
Yep. So true.
These days, they just pushing everything one side, putting cement blocks going up. Then they're talking to us about the climate change. And the Caymanians is swallowing that down also. They're knocking on the swamp, they're running out the iguanas, everything. We got to kill them because they sound to be black or something like that. We don't want them to have any sex with them blue ones. That's the give. I give you a good reason, trust me. Kill them, shoot them, make money out of them. Yeah, that's the way now that we got to put up with.
They are an invasive species.
Yes, but sir, a lot of that is because of what we were taught when we were young. I remember being a member of the 4-H club when I was growing up, and we were taught about the sustainability of your environment. We were taught about. I had ducks, I had chickens, I had rabbits, I had everything. I had dogs, I had everything, and we gathered the eggs in the morning before we went to school from a grandmother and things like that. And I don't see any teaching in schools about those kind of things in the schools. They start from the kindergarten schools. They start from the 4-H clubs and stuff that we were involved in those days. And so it taught us that life is not all about having a lot of money in your pocket. Life has other meanings, is the sustainability and the respect for your environment. But that's not happening today in the schools.
Right. I agree with you, Mr. Steve. Totally agree. You want 100%, I give you 100%. But see, that's the thing.
Okay. Jim, we got about 2 minutes left before we have to go to the news.
Yeah, I can just shoot 1 second here.
Okay.
We have to put our feet down. Take off our shoes. Put our feet on the ground so we don't slip. And tell these people that we need the kind of training that we had. This AI thing they're talking about, artificial education, make I tell you something. They take your children, and the first thing they do, they give them the training that they want. They bring their stuff here, throw it down. They plant it, and that grow. And we got to suck that up. Listen, we are not suckers. Caymanians are not suckers. End of story.
Okay, thank you very much for that. So Doc, when we come back, when we return from the headline news, we still have about 30 seconds left. The question is, and you touched upon it, how did we get to where we are today? The previous caller, spoke about, what was done in West Bay, things that were done there. Now he's speaking about, having a chicken coop in the back of your house. If you're either living now in a development where there are covenants.
Yes.
That you can't hang your clothes out on the back in the backyard. You can't have a clothesline.
So you must have a dryer and a washer.
Yeah, you won't be able to have a fowl coop or anything else. And if you're not living in a subdivision that has covenants, more than likely you probably have a neighbor who objects to the fact that you have a chicken coop, a fowl coop in the back of your yard, adjacent to their property. More than likely someone who hasn't grown up in that environment, who may be a transplant to the Cayman Islands, or maybe even some of our stush Caymanians today who would object to you having a chicken coop, a fowl coop in the back of your yard as well. So when we return, we want to talk and discuss, how did we get to where we are today? Folks, top of the hour headline news. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Radio Cayman, maintaining the innovation.
On a daily basis, making it easy to connect with you, our listeners. Add us to WhatsApp today, 925-3261. That's 925-3261.
Radio Cayman.
Send a text or voice note.
Can I send a request, please?
You don't really have to ask us. Just send a request.
This is a shout out to my ex.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
Radio Cayman, maintaining the innovation.
Today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice.
Local, regional, international. This is Headlines from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
Today's biggest news.
The 7-day rolling average for COVID-19 in Cayman is 58 as of June 28th. In its daily dashboard, Public Health notes 865 active cases and 8 hospitalizations. There are 6 active cases of COVID-19 in the Sister Islands and no new positives. In international news, Turkey says it will now be pushing for the extradition of 33 terror suspects from Finland and Sweden under a deal that lifted Ankara's objections to the 2 Nordic states' bids to join NATO. Turkey would ask them to fulfill their promise, the justice minister said. Ankara has accused both Finland and Sweden of hosting Kurdish militants. Finland and Sweden declared their intention to join the 30-member Western Defensive Alliance in May in response to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Meanwhile, the UK has announced its newest wave of sanctions targeting Vladimir Putin's inner circle, including his cousin. The Foreign Office said Putin's cousin and president of a major mining firm has been sanctioned. The UK government has said the sanctions were intended to weaken the Russian war machine. And a French court is preparing to hand down verdicts against 20 men accused of involvement in the 2015 Paris attacks, which saw 130 people killed. Among the accused is Salah Absalam, seen as the key suspect and the only suspected attacker to have survived. The trial, the biggest in modern French history, began last September. For more than 9 months, victims, journalists, and the families of the dead have lined up outside the specially built courtroom in Paris to piece together the story of the worst attack in France since World War II. Those are your latest headlines. I'm Shana Gallego.
For the latest in news and information,
follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, radiocayman.gov.ky.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matter. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. My pleasure to have in the studio with me this morning Dr. Steve McPhail. Doc, one of our listeners wanted to add to your comments about Minister J.E. Banks, and the person says, good morning. Says, a good thing about Minister J is that he did not throw away the good plans that he found when he became minister. He continued plans for roadworks underway, including the Linford-Pearson extension. The plans and negotiations with Barbara Thompson were completed under former Minister Hugh, and Minister Ebanks is continuing that good work. Kudos to him as well. So,
yeah, kudos to him. But the point I was making is that he is not allowing people to hold him hostage. He's not allowing people to say, "Well, you can't do this and you can't do that," and because prevent him from doing what is best for the Caymanian people. He's not doing that.
But what the writer's pointing out there, that those things had been negotiated prior to his, taking over the ministry.
Well, they had 20 years, but what did they do?
Yeah,
they didn't find an alternative to it.
No, your point is well taken.
So, and coming back to what you were saying, Mr. For the record, I really can't put my hand on it as to what has happened to us after being economically independent, and people who survived and boasted that we were different from other peoples around from our neighbors.
Maybe that's what got us in trouble.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. Because what we did is that when we start to modernize and other people start coming to us, into our system, and stuff. What we did, we silently continued to surrender our historical traditions and our culture to them. That's what we started to do. We never found a way to amalgamate the two and to allow the two to develop and to evolve, so that parts of the things that we believed in, the things that sustain us would subsist with what was modern. We didn't do that. And we just gave everything. We just gave everything. For instance, here's an example. Right across from us here is this beautiful building here. We built a new building called the administration building, and we just walk away from that building, and it's been sitting there now how many years?
I think they moved into that new building over there 2009, somewhere around there, 2000.
And what happened to this building?
Yeah, still sitting
This
there.
building survived June Ivan. And this landmark building, one of the first attempt to modernize our government buildings, and we just walk away and left it there. And there's a talk about knocking it down. You don't knock buildings like that down. You refurbish them, and you make them habitable again, and so forth. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. We just walk away from what we have, and we just listen to other people, and we just continue now doing new things. When you forget your ancestors, and when you forget your forefathers and what they did, and we don't honor them, and when we don't honor our own, when you think that what you have is less than what the other man have, and when you think that the grass is always greener on the other side of the street in the next man's yard, and when you do not protect your own yard, that is what happens to you. I can tell you that I believe that I live in a place as good as anybody else in Cayman, and I still have my chicken coop in my yard. I still raise my chicken. I raise two kinds of chickens.
Mm-hmm.
I raise layers, and I raise broilers. I kill them. I strip them. Sometimes I'll kill 10 or 15 at one time and chop them up and put them in Ziploc bags and put them in my freezer. I'm not buying anything from the store because it's got too much hormones in it, and it alters your it's not good for your health.
Yeah. Now, speaking about chicken, I was talking to a friend the other day, and there's a farm in the Eastern District where they do poultry as well, and they actually have a plucking machine where they don't even have to hand pluck the so it's less labor intensive. But again, how many people know about it? When you go to the supermarket, are those products labeled, produced locally or whatever?
Yes.
We don't know. We do have a caller. Let's grab the caller. Caller, good morning, welcome. Caller, good morning, welcome to For the Record.
I born in the island of the beautiful Cayman Rock, but I am 1,000,000% happy for that story this morning. Everything you're saying is good and right. Thank you. You all have a good day.
Thank you very much, caller, for that as well. So, Doc, you spoke about the influences and our ability to travel also. Now, before our seamen travel more than anyone else. And they would come back home, bring all of the niceties, the new clothes, the new music, the various ornaments that people would put in their homes and everything. They did that. But then when we started to become even more affluent and we were able to travel overseas and we go to those big supermarkets, I know people, and I believe I did it myself to a certain extent. You go to those supermarkets and you carry your ice, get your big ice jug, and the day that you're traveling home, you make sure that you don't come on an early flight because you have enough time to shop, and you put all of your meats and stuff like that in it. That combined with the fact that as more and more persons started to come to the Cayman Islands to live and to work, and those who didn't necessarily share our cultural background. They were coming from the other side of the world where they didn't know about cassava, they didn't know about yam, they didn't know about plantain, they didn't know about sweet potato and all of those things. And the merchants then started to cater to those 2 points that I just raised: our ability to travel, see what is overseas, getting spoiled with that, and say those are the things that we want. Plus, or the merchants' desire to cater to a growing expatriate community.
Yes,
how much did those
the seller of
impact?
goods?
Yeah.
Because when the seller of goods, we call them the merchant, when they not only that, but you remember they dominated the legislature. They got into the government and dominated the legislature. And I remember them telling us, "Oh, you can't grow anything in Cayman. Cayman is not good to grow anything." That was the refrain, the phrase. That was what they were using, because they saw they could make more profit of importing it from a different country than buying it from the farmers here and selling it into their stores. They never encouraged the farmers to give them produce to sell in their stores. They imported it because it meant that they could say that the freight cost so much, the handling cost so much, and then they could mark up on it. And then what we did, because we were more affluent, like you said, because we were getting the U.S. dollars, and then a household, then a mother would have three and four sons. They were sending the money home. We were more affluent, and we adopted what we saw on the other side of the fence. We adopted what we saw the condominium people eating when they came in. We never introduced them to plantains, like in Jamaica and all those places. We never introduced them to our food. Even today, I see a lot of them don't go to the restaurants. We tried that one time. Charlie's, Blue Marlin, and all of those people, the tourists would come up there and Champion House and eat
local foods.
And the little small hotels then would send them there like once or twice a week to get local food. That doesn't happen anymore. We got other entrepreneurs who came and says, we're cutting those people out, and they tell them, oh, that food is no good. That's local food. And so what we have now, I see the tourists come here, and I saw the most beautiful Caymanian food on the menu, and they were sitting there with huge hamburgers and fries and French fries, eating that. And I said to myself, you think if I go to a new country, I'm not going to try to
the local cuisine, yeah.
Local cuisine.
Let's grab another caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning.
Good morning, my friend. How are you?
Good morning, Dr. Steve.
Good morning,
sir. How are you all doing this morning?
Yeah. We're fine. Good morning.
Before you start, because we want to talk with you for a little while, and we have about 2 minutes before we go to the break. So we're going to start talking. I'm going to interrupt you, and I'm going to ask you if you can to hold on so that we can continue the conversation, because I want this one to be as long as possible for you to really be able to express yourself.
No problem. I have no issues with that. It's an interesting topic you're having this morning because, as you know, Mr. Connor, I've been doing some farming.
Yes.
Here.
I mentioned you, but not by name.
Yeah. I've been doing some farming here, and I see the need for it on this island. And we actually need more people to get involved with it. The problem that we have here really is with some support, right? Within the farming. Now, I've been in talks with agriculture, and they've given me some support thus far to get some stuff done and to move through the processes of our stuff. But we need to also educate our people on this island that not everything from overseas is better than what we can produce here. Okay, and that's where we're failing, I believe. Okay, I invite you and Dr. Steve to come and visit my farm.
Yeah, sure will be there.
Before. You let me know, and I guarantee you a jaw-dropping experience, and you don't see it, right? Now, I have an organic farm, and everything I do is organic, so I don't use any pesticides, no sprays, no nothing on it. It's 100% organic. The seeds that I bring in is 100% organic. I refuse to use anything GMO right? So I want the best food that we can produce here in this island, right? So I started this process as a part of 2 years now.
Okay.
Farming. And it's a little passion of mine, and I see the need for it here and to produce better food. And to be honest with you, since I've been doing this, the taste of my stuff versus what you can buy from the supermarket, right?
Like chalk and cheese.
You can taste the difference. It's 10 times better.
Yeah.
And the realization for me was my sons that didn't really like vegetables, they go in and they eat it, and they just take heads of the lettuce now and they'll eat it, right? So in saying that, they would never do that with a supermarket product that came from overseas. So what we need to do here, and we haven't done it for years now, we haven't taught our children that we need to be able to get them into agriculture. We don't have any support as in making sure our children here that are coming up know to do these things. We used to do it when I was in school. You used to have that they teach you how to grow stuff and stuff like that. They don't do that anymore, right? So we've gone away from that, and we've gone away to just, I guess, banking and financial industry and different stuff like that, and we're leaving out that aspect of it that could be done here, and it's well needed. Right?
Carl, I'm going to interrupt you there so we can take a commercial break. If you can, please hang in there. Just a few minutes. When we return, we want to continue this conversation with you. Folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Since March 2004, West Bay Pharmacy has kept their doors open to the local communities, even before, during, and after Hurricane Ivan. At West Bay Pharmacy, our staff provides so much more than pharmaceutical excellence. From the moment you walk through our doors to completing your cash out, our staff will have put your healthcare concerns at ease. We would like to take this moment to thank our loyal friends and customers. To us at West Bay Pharmacy, our patients are our primary concern. We provide thorough background checks and precise calculations to ensure your medical safety. Thank you for being a part of our family and for choosing West Bay Pharmacy, where we care about your health.
Hi, I'm remodeling our bathroom.
Hey.
I have a few questions.
Sure.
What are some ideas to make my bathroom feel larger? How do I know if I'm picking the right vanity? How do I choose a new toilet or a new countertop? Also, the lighting is terrible. Can I put a window or a skylight? And do I really need an exhaust fan?
You've come to the right place. At Brand Source, we custom design kitchen and baths, and our talented design team can help answer your questions. Whether you're looking for a modern, functional family bathroom or a luxurious personal retreat, we'll help create that beautiful space that makes your home yours. And if you're in a rush for a new look and have a limited budget, our ready-to-install bathroom vanities, built with solid wood and countertops of the finest materials, are a quick and easy remodeling solution.
For the very best in custom-designed kitchens and baths, visit Brand Source Home Gallery on Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park, Cayman's Kitchen and Bath Center.
We think it's time you crossed over to a new vehicle. And with the Toyota Corolla Cross now at Vant Motors, you have plenty of reasons to make the switch. The crossover body and hybrid engine is a sleek design in a sturdy structure with a spacious interior that opens to extensive cargo space. Stuck in traffic? The high-performance self-charging hybrid system automatically switches between gas and electric vehicle mode, helping you lower both fuel costs and carbon emissions. The Corolla Cross has full LED lighting inside and out, an integrated display audio system with energy monitor, and a dual-zone climate control system to ensure comfort for all. Test drive the new Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid today at Vant Motors, Walkers Road.
If you care about your car's performance and fuel economy, you must fill up at Jose's Escape with the new Pier 93. Experts know that the higher the octane rating, the better your engine will perform. Pier 93 is the highest octane fuel available in Cayman. Protect your car against pre-ignition and engine knocks. Top up your tank now with Pier 93 at Jose's Rubis and enter to win an awesome track bike. But there's more. Jose's offers 2 lateral flow test kits for only $10. The best KN95 masks, 2 for $5. And 10 stylish black surgical masks are only $5. Share the love. Purchase Reflections gift certificates and enter to win the amazing Trek bike.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matters. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. We want to thank the caller who's on the line as well. Caller, welcome back. A question for you. What you produce now, you produce it simply for your own use, or do you do it on a commercial basis as well?
No, I'm doing it on a commercial basis. I'm in all the supermarkets.
Okay.
At this time.
And if they wanted your product, is it labeled as such?
Yes, it is labeled, and it's labeled primitive greens, and it's in the all supermarkets. Okay. Right now, I do a lot of greens, a lot of lettuces and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
We do about 4,000 heads of lettuce a week.
Wow.
And they're all in the supermarkets, and we're going to keep growing. I mean, thus far, to be honest with you, we've gotten, since dealing with the agriculture department after the COVID, we've gotten a lot of support from them.
Great, that's good.
I thank them for that. I don't know if them themselves need more support from government to do what they want to do. I haven't been delved into that to figure out what the issues are with them, get what they want to do off the ground, I suppose. But I've had a good experience with them thus far, and after the COVID to get to where I need to be.
Mm-hmm.
And they've told me that they would support whatever I want to do and help us out, which I'm very thankful for that. The one thing I think that we need to make sure of, because we know this is the direction that we need to go, Mr. Connor, is that we need to leave this for Cayman people.
Yes.
Okay, and that's the one thing I think that we should make sure of, right? And don't make it that somebody else come here and take over this industry that could be possible and Cayman and get them.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
okay, so that's one of the things I want to stress, that we need to keep for our people, because everything else we tend to just give away.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Now, from your personal standpoint, what are your plans in terms of your future when you get older? Someone to take it over as well?
Yes, well, I have my children, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So, but my goal, Mr. Connor, is I want to produce greens and food for this country that I can produce on a mass scale.
Mm-hmm.
And that is my business plan, and that is what I intend to do. Right? And I'm moving forward. As I said, we've been working on this for a long time, and it's getting there. And I can see it going where it needs to be. So I am full steam ahead into getting this in the right manner. I haven't asked for any assistance. So it's what I have been doing thus far myself.
Great.
Just to get going and prove, and I've proven my produce and my product already with the long-lasting life, because when we hire to the supermarkets, it's picked that day.
Okay.
So it's really fresh when it gets to the supermarket. It's actually picked that day and then go into the supermarket. So it's not resting anywhere or anything like that. So when you pick it up from the supermarket, it's that day fresh. Right? And for me to describe this to you is kind of hard, so that's why I invite you to come and have a look.
Oh yeah, we're going to be there. I know I keep saying I'm going to come, but definitely.
I don't need to say, but just let me know when you're going to come, and I'll arrange it, have you guys come out and have a look, and it's an experience that I think that you would quite enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then I can explain and you can see the process and what we do and how we do it and how we get to from the seed to the product to the supermarket. I think you'd be quite interested in to see that process.
Definitely.
Mr. Lawrence, I want to ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Your production. You said you want to produce to supply the Cayman.
Mm-hmm.
Do you intend to continue selling to the supermarkets, or do you intend to bring down the prices by selling it directly to the consumer?
Well, I have a full plan now, and what I can do, to be honest with you, is I could probably walk, when you have time, I can walk you through the plan that we can actually get the cost down really low.
Okay.
Right? It's just certain things that we need to get in place to be able to do so.
Yes,
right?
yes.
And I have it all set out to where it can be and where it needs to be and where I would want to see it at. But the one thing I don't want to do is I want to be able to produce the food here on island, fresh, healthy, and I want it affordable.
Yes.
Right? Because it makes no sense really to have it at the price that you can import products for.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I really need to get it that way, and I know we can. We have a plan to get it that way. It just, certain things have to be in process for us to be able to get it to where we need to get it, which we're working on right now. So I'm hoping to see that come about the way that I want to see it. It's just been a task process because we actually started this prior to COVID, right? And COVID set us back a year and change, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then we went through COVID with the whole COVID going through and everything else, and now we're up and going. So it's better part of to essentially actually start and actually going out to the supermarket, but this process will start way before COVID.
Yes.
Right? We just got a huge setback through COVID, as everybody knows, which was unfortunate, but it also, I think, COVID shed the light on this is what needs to happen, right? So, so I was kind of upset that this happened with COVID, but then I look at it and go, listen, COVID now will show the island that this is what we need to focus on.
Yes.
We learned a lesson from it.
So it's a positive thing that came out of it anyway. So I see it that way. So I'll invite you guys to come out and have a look. And I'll walk you.
We will come out there, and we will certainly plug your farm and try to assist you in getting all the things that you say you need to make it.
And what I would enjoy doing is I have a whole I would say presentation that I would like to give to you guys to show you guys on exactly what it can be and what it will be.
Yes,
excellent.
If given the support needed, so you'd be well versed in what I'm trying to do.
Okay. Meanwhile, before you go, we want to give you an opportunity for a free plug on for the record. Tell us again the name of your product when we go into. Well, I don't go into the supermarkets that much, but when people go into the supermarkets, if they want genuinely grown organic products, tell us again the name.
Yeah, it's full organic products from seed, from right up, no pesticides, no herbicides, and it's called the Primitive Greens.
Primitive Greens, yes.
Primitive Green?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. And just the reason I went with that name, is because I don't want to use any chemicals and I don't want to use anything GMO. So we went primitive with a play on words because we're going back to the primitive era where we didn't have to use all those things.
Yes.
Right? And that's why it's named Primitive Green. So some people ask me why you name it Primitive when it's new. I'm like, because of this. I don't want to use any pesticides. So it's a play on words. It's Primitive Green. Go ahead and check it out and let me know what you think.
Okay. Mr. Lawrence, I want to thank you. Thank you very much, for that as well. Wish you all the best, and we definitely will be visiting you also. Now,
thank you, sir.
Mr. Lawrence, spoke about pesticides and stuff. I was talking to a friend again earlier this week, and they were saying that there's a particular property near to the road in the Pedro area, and he saw the person spraying some of the plants that whatever it was growing there, and the person said, "Oh, I see that. I'm going to make sure I don't purchase anything from them." Now, I'm not sure what was being sprayed, what was being used to spray. It may have been something that is organic, that just natural, as opposed to other harmful chemicals as well. But I'm sure that also the Agriculture Department, in terms of what is imported to the Cayman Islands as far as pesticides are concerned, that they're pretty careful about that.
Does the Agriculture Department have control over what's imported, like in supermarkets, and like in other places like that sells agricultural products?
No, but they would have control over the various pesticides and stuff. You have to get a permit to bring those into to the islands, as well. So one of our listeners has written in and said some of the best farmlands are landlocked. They need roads of necessity. Not only that Caymanians selling off landlocked lands next, you find foreigners buying those, and then they end up getting the access. This needs to be looked into for having land access. No longer do we need the Donker Trail. So, because most of the accesses, right-of-ways that were allowed were foot trails more than anything else. I would imagine.
Yeah, but Mr. For the record, why should we be unlocking locked land giving access to them, and then after they get the access, they turn around and put them into subdivisions to build homes.
Yes, yeah.
There should be certain lands that you cannot build on, because we need them for agriculture. And if you and by the rate that I see that we have to allow people to remain on the island, either through work permit or through permanent residence or Caymanian status, as soon we are going to have as soon as we are going to hit the 100,000 mark. We are going to hit the 100,000 mark, and we are going to need lands. We are going to need lands to feed the people, and so forth. And so those once those roads are constructed to lands that are locked, the unlocked land should never be allowed to be turned into subdivisions to build homes on. There should be those lands should be reserved for agriculture only, agricultural purposes only.
Okay, we're going to take a commercial break. We do have a caller on hold. Caller, hang in there. As soon as we return, we will take your calls. So please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay. Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice-cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, Cayman.
At Doctor's Hospital, we know life happens, and usually when you least expect it. So when unexpected medical issues arise, you need quality care close to home. Located in the heart of Georgetown, our accomplished team of physicians and medical staff treat minor urgent conditions such as migraines, chest and abdominal pain, shortness of breath, burns, broken bones, open wounds, and more. 24 hours, 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Peace of mind is important when life happens. At Doctor's Hospital, we're always here just for you. Need to speak to someone? Call 949-6066.
You know the easiest way to get free food? No, not go steal your neighbor's mango, but plant a tree. Yeah, for real. More trees, more food, less grocery bills. To celebrate Her Majesty Queen Platinum Jubilee, come plant a tree for the Jubilee. Yeah, we need you. Yes, you. Make sure you leave your green mark on the Cayman Islands. Perhaps a mango tree, a legitimate tree, even a little bit of coconut or cabbage. Is it time we all started eating off the land again? Register your tree and leave your green print at www.gov.ky/National Tree Planting. Or make sure you follow them on Facebook and Instagram. Plant a tree for the Jubilee. Proudly brought to you by the Cayman Islands Government, Ministry for Sustainability and Climate Resiliency. Let's green Cayman now.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matters. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. We have 3 callers queued up, so we're going to ask each caller to please be as brief as possible. First caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, O.C. Good morning, Don.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
I am great, blessed, and all the above. I caught the tail end of Mr. Lawrence, and I want to applaud him for venturing out into the farming industry. I didn't have a clue that he was actually doing farming. I knew he was a developer, but congrats to him on that. But I know several people that are actually doing farming on a commercial basis and doing basically what he also doing there with no fertilizers and that kind of stuff there, no pesticides and so forth. Because I know my brother is into it as well, and he's just bought some acreage actually on the Brock to do the same thing as well over there. So big shout out again to Kerry, because I know him personally. I mean, you know, he's a good friend of mine.
Okay, yeah, and we want to give him all the support that we can.
Yes, I certainly.
And
will
your
be
brother
looking-
too.
Thanks. I will be looking for his products as well.
Okay. Thank you very much, caller, for that. Next caller, good morning, welcome to For the Record. Good morning, caller, welcome to For the Record.
Hello.
Good morning.
Morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, ma'am.
Doctor. Listen, we were bantering about the population and the count and the 100,000. Anyway, Cayman is a country that we really love this shifting goalpost. You set a goal and then tomorrow the goal has changed.
Yep.
Well,
yes.
A little land crab tell his cousin soldier crab and soldier pinch me that we're now looking for 250,000. I really don't know if that's true because people make up stuff. I don't make up stuff. I might repeat stuff, but I don't make it up. But I lost my lunch when I heard that, because really, if that is in anybody's mind, well, we can all lay down peaceful or do what little Rodney had say. We can go Captain to you and pick our colors now and lay down peaceful. Don't make them shoot us down. If that is the truth, I just putting that out there just in case anybody else had heard the same story.
Well, I haven't heard that. I haven't heard that narrative, but I can tell you one thing: that if we don't do something soon, we'll be in several years we'll be near to the 100,000.
Well, when I heard Ada the other day, and not from an official news, but from official media, so if it's not 80 yet, it's near 2, because I really trust the media in Cayman that they wouldn't do us a disservice and, stir up feelings and all that kind of stuff. So I'm trusting 80. That's frightening as the birth rate plummets in the community of the generational Caymanian. And why that is, I don't suppose the activity is down in it, but people got to be careful because of cost of living, and you can't get jobs because of the immigration problem that we had, and you can't identify Caymanians, so on and so forth. And if we are identified, it's for our negative. But anyway, I can't say have a good day, but nice to hear both of you again this morning.
Thank you very much for that. Before we go to the next caller, if Mr. Lawrence is still listening, one of our listeners wanted to know whether or not tours are conducted of his operations as well, whether or not he tours are conducted. So if we could have that information for listeners, that would be helpful as well. Let's grab the next caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Morning, Jose.
Hey, morning, my friend. How are you?
Good morning, Dr. Steve.
Good morning, sir.
Good. Talking about agriculture now.
Yep.
I can tell you something, things that make you go, we have a committee, the agriculture committee in Cayman Brown, the people that sets up the agriculture show and thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's about 6 or 7 OC. Not one of them have a fabric in the yard. Now, how can you get the farmers into this thing? You just exclude them because you want to put people in there you can control that is on the government salary. All of them on the government salary. And when we were doing, because I was preaching, I can preach it again, we got a beautiful agriculture ground up here now. And thanks to Telford Miller, it should be named after him. Anyhow, OC going into it, you got to go in about, maybe 1,000 feet. And in the middle there, they got palm trees imported. When they were doing them, I said, but Julian them in chat, I said, parrots is eating our plants down. Plant a sea grape, an almond tree. Something like that. It would be a nice attraction. It's native to the place. And it would look beautiful.
Mm-hmm. And it would attract the parrots to those rather than to your produce.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but that came from Elvis Justin McKeever. So it's not going nowhere. Now listen, Listen, come and tell you something. When it's just a political thing. Now, Mr. J, I take out my hat to him because he's doing something because it's one thing that he have. He not going to lawyer degree. He not got a degree, but I know this for myself. He got a little bit of common sense, and you don't need much of that to more the degrees.
Well, he has a 360 degree because he has a head on his shoulder,
Mr.
a round head.
Mr. Elvis,
360 degrees.
Mr. Elvis, just let me give you my 1 cent about that.
Yes, sir.
You do not have to have a degree to be in politics. Politics is not a profession. Politics is a passion. It is a passion to do the work of the people who elect you to do service for them. That is what it is. And if you don't have that passion, you're not going to be a successful politician. You don't need any degree to be, because politics is not a profession.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. And you have, once you got passion, you gotta have leadership in you to know what needs to be done for your people. But I mean, look at, you see the agriculture here. If you've seen the 2 months before the election, the amount of backyard farmers that were there bothered with votes. You hear what I'm telling you? Kim Brock could be exporting stuff to any country in the world. But, you know, that's how we push it. We push it like a ball, but there is no such thing like food security. You know how good I feel this morning? I go look up my pay tree, and I see the payers by the hundreds. And I say, all we need is some rain, but I'm not going to rain, but I'm pushing water around them.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
But we got tons of farmland. Look at Kim Brock. You don't need more land to farm it, you know. With the machine, with that cliff rock up there, you can pound it down, dig out holes for them, put fruit trees in grow boxes.
Yep.
You only need space, Mr. Elvis. You only need space.
That's all you need is the space. That's all you need. And I'm glad to know that somebody is in the government now that are thinking about agriculture. But look like they're afraid of one plant, boy.
Okay. That's a conversation for another time.
Yes.
One plant, OC, boy. One plant.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Right,
Take care. Let's grab the last caller for the morning, because after the commercial break, we have a few things we want to discuss with Dr. Steve Macfield. So, caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Mr. O.C., and good morning, Mr. Frank. How you all doing?
Good morning,
that's Dr. Steve.
Yeah.
Dr. Steve, Dr. Steve, right. Good morning there.
Good morning,
anyway,
sir.
I support Elvis and all those who are in farming in Cayman Brac. I know Curlin McLaughlin and his father got a big farm with bananas, bottlers, and plantains and all that kind of thing. And the late Mercharito used to keep the big farms and have all kinds of provisions and fruits, but his son-in-law and his daughter and the wife is still maintaining. And I had some of the best watermelons in years from them this season. They're still growing watermelons. But Cayman Brac Bluff has enough soil, I was saying, for many years to be self-supportive with provisions, fruits, and vegetables. But it's just the matter of the cost of getting the irrigation, because the bluff, the high bluff that got the stuff, the soil and thing, you have to drill down 120 feet, 130 feet, 90 feet like that to get water from the system, and there's no pipe water anywhere far on the far bluff. And the gentleman that called in about his brother just bought a big acreage. Yeah, I've been through a lot of that land on the bluff, and that is some of the best Morley land, cliff and Morley land, flat land. So Cayman Brac is got a lot of that. And for example, I chipped down a piece of property that was one of the worst looking properties, cleared it actually, and I planted watermelon seeds among the pockets in the rock, and I got 15 big watermelons and 15 big pumpkins. Right now I have some on hand just from planting in the pockets. So Cayman Brac Bluff, when you use the excavator to clear, it grinds up the cliff rock, maneuvering around, and that limestone gets mixed with the red mold, and that is super productive in growing things. Great. I grew a watermelon, 25 pound, just you would look at it and say, how is anything going to grow there? But I know all about this. I did it before. I know all about it, where to plant the seeds and get them to be productive. So that's what I do in every site that I clear. I ask the owner to, if I can go ahead and plant it off, and you should see what some of them can produce.
That's good to know.
About the pesticides, quickly. I work with MRCU, and I had to resign after 4 years because of pesticides affecting my health, breathing, respiratory problems, and that was the deadly chemical called malathion, which was banned in the United States. And if you look up on the internet, how many people it killed in Africa. And many people always say that, the mosquito spray was a cancer-causing agent. It is definitely so, a carcinogenic substance, that malathion. I worked with it and the Baytex product after that. So I had to resign from MRCU. I was a government employee. I would have still been there today. But Mr. Wallen Whitaker, I put in my resignation stating all the difficulties I was having, respiratory problems. I would drive the truck. The public needs to know this, the spray truck. 5 minutes after I got in the spray truck, I started with a slight dizziness and headaches. I used to have numerous headaches. After I quit MRCU, I went back to normal. Never had no frequent headaches. So
Got you. Caller, I'm going to ask you to leave us there. We have to go to a commercial break. Folks, please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
At Doctor's Hospital, we know life happens, and usually when you least expect it. So when unexpected medical issues arise, you need quality care close to home. Located in the heart of Georgetown, our accomplished team of physicians and medical staff treat minor urgent conditions such as migraines, chest and abdominal pain, shortness of breath, burns, broken bones, open wounds, and more. 24 hours, 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Peace of mind is important when life happens. At Doctor's Hospital, we're always here just for you. Need to speak to someone? Call 949-6066.
Cayman, get ready for Blossom Premium All-Inclusive. Come enjoy ambience, sweet soca music, and a star-powered cast featuring Sherwayne Winchester. Sherwayne Winchester.
Yo, this is Sherwin Winchester. Blossom Premium All-Inclusive. Sweet soca all night long.
Sherwayne Winchester.
Jump up in the band. Everybody make a Blossom Premium All-Inclusive. I will be there. Sherwin Winchester. Oh, na.
Thursday, 30th June at the National Gallery. Party time 7 p.m. to midnight. Dress code light cocktail attire. Blossom Premium All-Inclusive. A production of Calabra and SW Limited.
Tune in every Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. for Radio Cayman's Midday Newscast. Radio Cayman, the People's Station, your trusted official source for the latest news. The 12 p.m. news is proudly brought to you by Health City Cayman Islands. World-class healthcare within your reach.
This is an important public service announcement. In accordance with the Standards in Public Life Act, annual declarations of interest must be submitted between July 1st through 30th, 2022 for members of Parliament, various categories of public officials, and members of governing bodies of statutory authorities, government companies, and commissions created under the Constitution. The Register of Interest portal for the electronic filing of declarations will be accepting 2022 submissions on the 1st of July, 2022. For more information or to determine if you are required under the Act to file a declaration, visit standardsinpubliclifecommission.ky/Register of Interests.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matters. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We're on the last leg of the show this morning with Dr. Steve McPhail. Before I turn the mic over to Doc, I want to bring to your attention the Memorial Stone Anniversary Ceremony for Emsley Memorial Church will take place tomorrow. They're asking you to join them as they commemorate the 1st of July, 1920, the day that the memorial stones were laid at Emsley Memorial Church. So that will take place tomorrow, Friday, the 1st of July, 2022, 12:30 p.m. They will have their midday meditation, and they're inviting you to attend. And it says here, in memory of those who served in the various ministries and members who faithfully attended Emsley throughout the past 100 plus years, please bring flowers to place around the building as a floral tribute. They also point out that names of those for whom flowers are laid, will be written into memory books and that are provided, and they will be saved for posterity as well. So, in memory of those persons who served in the various ministries and members who faithfully attended Emsley throughout the past 100 plus years, they're asking you to bring flowers to place around the building as a floral tribute, and the names of those for whom flowers will be laid, they will be written in a memory book which will be preserved for posterity as well. So that is tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. They will have their midday meditation at Emsley United Church. And there's a big secret as well, but I won't give that away. But apparently there was something that was laid in one of the cornerstones at the church as well, or near to it. And at some point in time, that will be unveiled as well. So
yes,
there we go, Doc.
Yeah, I certainly will go there. I got a call, I think it was several days ago, about the event, and I said I couldn't attend because I was in court. But when we went to court on Tuesday to continue over the hearing, we were made to understand that one of the jurors was ill and was not able to come to court and might not be able to come until Friday. So I still have today, tomorrow off. And of course, that leaves me with the ability to attend my board meeting tomorrow too. I'll be able to do that. So I will be able to go to the Emsley Memorial stop tomorrow.
Yeah, great.
At 12:30 as well.
Great.
And the person who contacted me wanted to come to the office to do a tape so that they could play it tomorrow.
Okay.
But
great.
now that I will be there in person, that there's no need to do that.
Okay.
So I'm happy that
have
they
you live and in
you.
person. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So this morning I got up. When I woke up, I went outside. I have to beat the birds to the acres because if they stay on the tree for a little while, the birds will pick them. I happen to have a dead coconut tree that I allowed to remain upright because I realized that woodpeckers had nested inside there. And then on top of the dead coconut tree, the parrots had a nest there as well. So I got up this morning, went outside, even though it was wet because we had a little shower, and I tried to pick the acres that were open as possible, pick as many of those as possible. But I also went outside because my sister called me, Aline, and said, "You have any bread fruits?" And I said, "Yeah," and picked two breadfruits off the tree for her. So that's my activity as far as my backyard farming is concerned. I have my bananas, my plantains. I take them and send them to family and friends, and my sister Anna's, whatever she has, we swap, as well. So, that's my little contribution, and I enjoy doing it. And this morning, the main topic was, talking about farming and subsistence farming and everything else.
Well, I have 6 apple trees in my yard.
Okay.
And they're all producing, and sometimes I God forbid that the birds, the parrots eat a lot of them, and some of them drop because I can't get all of them off the trees in time.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people come there and ask me for them. And there's one gentleman from West Bay who always asks me to come, but sometimes he comes late. He doesn't check me all the time to see when they're opening, but they're opening fast now. 2 or 3 of the trees are opening fast, and some of them are, but
do you have one of those pickers that you use that you can?
Yes.
The telescopic ones. That
yes,
you can
I have one of those pickers.
Those are so handy. I mean, the days when you used to have to use a crutch stick and everything fell on the ground. That has changed.
When you have to climb,
yes.
When you have to climb the trees, yes. I have all different kinds of. I have different kinds of size of the yakis. I have the big ones, and then the smaller, longer ones.
Okay.
And someone, several weeks ago, was introducing me to a dish in Barbados that I'm going to try, and I'm going to see if you can help me with it. In Barbados, there's a dish. I can't remember what they calls it or what its name, but they use it from the breadfruit. They roast the breadfruit.
Okay.
And then they cut the breadfruit in half after it's roasted. And they dig out the insides. And then they put meat, fish, all that kind of stuff, and they put it all together like a salad inside, and then they eat it from the insides.
Okay.
But
I get you.
The person is going to show me how to do it when they're off the island right now, but they're going to show me how to do it when they come back. And they say that is a favorite dish in a lot of restaurants in Barbados. So I'm going to try it. I have 2 different kind of breadfruits. I have the yellow hearts, and I have those other huge ones. Those ones that sort of when they're ripe, when they're fit, they get a little wrinkle on the outside.
Okay. Yes.
You know those?
Yes.
Yes. So we are going to try that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. They say you can put all kinds of foods in the you scoop out the breadfruit inside and mix it with all kinds of different foods, and they say it's very delicious. So we are going to try that.
Okay.
It's a new dish.
Any closing comments you have for us, Doc?
What I said about the increase in population, the rapid increase in population through because of the immigration transition law 2021 revision. That is real. That is real, and it's frightening and it's alarming. The amount of people that now are eligible, and that there's nothing you can do to stop it from happening because the law allows it to happen, of gaining access to the country. And I would say the economic aspects of the law is not favorable to the Caymanian people's well-being, because it seems to me that the economic aspects of the law trumps the other parts of the law that regulates who can come and who can stay and who can remain, and that's the problem that we have. I hope that the ministry in which that law is who the ministry and the minister who has what do you call it again? Who has responsibility for that law can do something about it soon, because I think it's very frustrating for us on board as board members, what we have to do, it's not conducive to what we believe is the right thing to do in Cayman at the particular time, when the world is now tightening up their borders and people are looking after their own selves, and I think we're being too wide open, and that is something that we need to
address.
That we need to take into hand quickly. And I'm not the only chairman of the board who has mentioned this. Other chairmen had warned about what would happen if the law would remain too loosely. And I think that is something that now has come down to us as well.
Okay. Doc, I want to thank you very much for being here. I want to thank all of those callers who contributed to the show this morning as well. So, folks, I want to thank you for allowing Radio Cayman and, by extension, For the Record, into your homes, into your vehicles as you traverse the busy roads of the Cayman Islands, into your places of work, wherever that may be. I also want to remind you that we are our brothers and our sisters' keepers. There is always someone out there who's less fortunate than we are, and I ask you to extend a helping hand to them. If you can't do that, then I suggest you donate to a worthy charity, because we always want to consider those who need, not necessarily those who want or even those who crave. So I say to you, have a great day. Continue to support your radio station, Radio Cayman. Join Sterling Dwayne Banks at 12:15 for Talk today, and as usual, we ask the good Lord to bless these three beautiful, wonderful Cayman Islands.
For the Record is brought to you by Vamped Motors, the only authorized Ford and Toyota dealership serving the Cayman Islands. Coca-Cola, available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga Distributors. Accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury. West Bay Pharmacy, taking care of your health. And JN Money. From abroad to yard. Fast, affordable, convenient. Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital, always there for you. Call 949